Yes, good morning, Mr. Brian. This is Tokorobert from Rubaga Campus. I'm going to present the coursework assignment of blockchain technology. It's supposed to be a group work. In my group, I'm supposed to be with the lady called Majore, but due to some financial problems, she has left the course. So I'll be presenting the whole assignment. The first question was, what's blockchain technology? According to my research, blockchain technology is an advanced database mechanism that allows transparent information sharing with the business network. To explain more about that, a blockchain database stores data in blocks that are linked together in a chain. The data is always consistent because you cannot delete or modify the chain without the consent from the network administrator or from the network. The next question was, we are supposed to talk about advantages of blockchain. According to my research, I came up with some points here. The first point is called, I looked at what we call trust. Blockchain always creates trust between the different entities, and this trust always comes in because uh, from the definition that there's no any other person who always have access to the transactions which are done on the blockchain. It's on the network which can have the access. And then the next point is what we call decentralized structure. Blockchain really proves its value when there is no central actor who enables trust, explain denial field ahead of blockchain. So you find here that there's no one who always control this. Every entity which have access to any system or any database which is under blockchain will not have any control over this. Then another thing is I looked at enhanced security. Now, when you talk about enhanced security in blockchain, your data is sensitive. Data is always insensitive and crucial, and blockchain can significantly change how your crucial information is always viewed. Now here there is no any other person who can write or who can delete any information which has been entered into the database of the blockchain, and there's no another person who people who don't have the right to access the information can't access because of the security which has been embedded in the blockchain technology. Now there's another point which is called great transparency. Now, great transparency without blockchain, each organization has to keep a separate database because blockchain uses a distributed ledger. Transactions and data are recorded identically in multiple locations. Now, here, this transparency means that in blockchain, data is always recorded in every chain. So, meaning that if data has been lost in one chain, you can still have access in data chain which do exist in the blockchain. Now, the next point is the speed. Blockchain. Now here, let me try to explain this point of blockchain in this way. When you talk about speed, here in blockchain, we always eliminate intermediaries as well as replacing remaining manual process in transactions. Blockchain can handle transactions significantly faster than conventional methods. There's what we call visibility and traceability. In blockchain, we are able to blockchain or technology always allows retailers like Walmart to better manage inventory, respond to problems or questions, and confirm the histories of its merchandise. So here, a retailer can really trust how the product or how the services so far is. Then there's what we call immutability. Immutability simply means the transactions, once recorded on the blockchain, can't be changed. Then there's what we call tokenization, is the process where the value of an asset, whether a physical or digital, is converted into a digital token that is then recorded on and shared via blockchain. Then there's what we call automation. I looked at automation. Automation transactions can be even automated with smart contracts, where increase your efficiency and speed the process even further. The next point is we're supposed to talk about the components. We're supposed to talk about oh, sorry, not components. It's supposed to be disadvantages. We're supposed to talk about the disadvantages of blockchain or the challenges of blockchain. Let me just change this to just a mistake. Challenges of blockchain. Challenges of blockchain. One of the challenges which I've looked at is insufficient technological design. This is one of the major challenges of implementing blockchain. Although blockchain technology has a lot of specs, it still lacks in many technological ways. A coding loophole is one of the sufficient points in this, and these loopholes make users to hack into the system quickly. Then the next point is the criminal connection. The anonymous feature of the blockchain technology attracted not only experts but also it also attracts criminal personalities, since the nature of the network is decentralized, where no one can even know your true identity. Then there's what we call low scalability. Another one of the challenges of implementing blockchain is scalability. In reality, blockchains work fine for a small number of users, but when the number of users increases on the network, that the transactions take longer to process. This is very true, especially when you have low internet bandwidth. You'll find that when there's so many users have access to the system, because the bandwidth is always very low, you find that the processing of the transactions is always not so efficient. Let's try to look at the point of lack of privacy. Now, when you talk about lack of privacy, this is very true. Reason being, you will find that since so many people have access to the centralized database, which is the blockchain, you find that people's identity sometimes cannot be hidden, because you find that for you to access, you have to log in with your username and the password, and there's some forms which are supposed to fill for you to be like maybe an entity in the database. And since the system, or since the database is accessed by so many entities, there are those criminals who always have access to the system, and they get your personal information, and they can sometimes they always majorly they always get it for negative side of getting the details of you. Now we have what we call no regulation. Yeah, in blockchain, one of the challenges that see, when implementing blockchain in organization, many organizations are making blockchain technology as a means of transaction. And you find that since now there are so many organizations which can which can make blockchains, you find that there's no any standard rule or measurements which have been set on ground, such that if somebody is supposed to come up with a database system, you're supposed to follow the rules and regulations. It's not there. Then we also have the problem of the security. There is a problem of security in blockchain, where the 51% of attacks on the network is one of the security loopholes of the network. In this attack, hackers can take over the network and exploit it in their way. They can even alter the transactions process and restrict other people from creating blocks. So it's also a problem. Then there's what we call public perception. Yeah, blockchain has really existed for long, but you will find that there are so many people who don't have, so many people who have not known about the 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 blockchain. So you really find that it's really hard for someone who has not been uh, given proper information about how the blockchain works to have its organizations to use the database of a blockchain. Then the next point is we are supposed to explain about the components of blockchain technology. The first point which I looked at is called distributed ledger technology. Now, from the definition which we gave, we are all aware that blockchain is a database whereby so many entities can have access to it. Now, from here, distributed ledger technology is whereby all network participants have access to the distributed ledger and its immutability record of transactions. Here, so many entities can have access to this distributed ledger technology helps other entities to have access to the distributed ledger. Now we have what we call immutable records. No participant can change or tamper with a transaction after it has been recorded to the shared ledger. Now, this component of immutable records helps the entities in the way that once you have recorded something in the blockchain, there's no way you can either edit, or there's no way you can either delete. So it's a component which helps to implement that. Then I also looked at smart contracts. Now, with smart contracts, they are used to spread transactions. It's like a set of rules called, it's a set of rules called a smart contract. It's always stored on the blockchain and executed automatically. A smart contract can define conditions for corporate bond transfers, includes terms for travel insurance to be paid, and how much more. Then the next point is what we call wallet. Wallet, it is a digital wallet that allows users to store their in cryptocurrency. Every node in the blockchain network has a wallet. So the privacy of the wallet in the blockchain network is maintained using public and private key pairs. In a wallet, there is no need for currency conversation, as the currency is in the wallet. Wallet is in the wallet is usually acceptable. Now let me elaborate something about the public and the private keys. Now here it means that if you don't have the keys, you can't have access to the currency which has been in a digital form. Then the last point is what we call hash. Uh, the data is mapped to a fixed size using hashing. It plays a very important role in cryptography. In a blockchain network, hash value of one transaction is the measure, is the input of another transaction. This component of hash has its own properties. One of the properties is called collision resistant, then hidden, puzzle, threadless. Now, collision resistant, here it means that when you are implementing this hash in the component of a blockchain, there are some scenarios whereby the when people are doing transaction in both sides, you may find that if this hash is not enabled, there will be some collusion. Now, since the hashing will be enabled, there is no way there can be a collusion which will occur. Then the hidden part of it is whereby it hides the entities details. It just shows the user geographical interface. And now the last question talks about the last question was, you are supposed to give a sector in Uganda with challenges that can be solved using blockchain. Describe how the blockchain can be used in that sector. The sector which I chose here, I chose the banking sector. Banking sector. Sorry for not typing it. Let me just put it here. I chose the banking sector. In banking sector, we can use blockchain in various ways. We can use blockchain for payments. We can use blockchain for clearance and settlement systems. We can use blockchains for fundraising. We can use blockchains in forms of security. If you just look at the background, how I explained how blockchain is supposed to, the definition which I gave there, we are all aware that there is proper security which is always there when somebody has blockchain technology which has been implemented in the database system. Then you have loan and credit. Yeah, blockchain can also be used in loans and credit. And then we also have what we call trade finance. Then the last point is called customer KYC and fraud prevention. In banks, there's always a lot of fraud whereby somebody can send you a message which to tell you that you follow this link. At the end of the day, after you follow the link, your details have been stolen, and you come to realize that maybe from your bank account, money has been removed. But when you have blockchain in your database systems, it always helps to provide, since the blockchain has a lot of chains whereby in each chain you do anything, it has to be recorded. So it always helps to record that. Uh, I really beg to stop with my presentation here. And I wish it was a presentation whereby my colleagues could ask questions, and I think I could respond to them positively. Of course, I know there are some points which they could have not understood, but I could elaborate more. But since it's just a recording, this is what I have for the assignment, and As I mentioned before, it's supposed to be a book presentation, but my colleague has already left the course, so that's why I presented the whole entire assignment. I beg to stop there. Have a nice day.